Welcome to Transfer Daily. We're getting into some big transfer news. Things are hotting up in the window as August approaches. We've got an Andrew Irving, the pre-season king, has had a bid rejected for him of around £2 million. We'll get into that. We could be finally close to getting our new goalkeeper, and the search for the midfield continues with links with Fernandez from Southampton and Jacob Ramsey for Aston Villa. Who we gonna get? Exciting stuff. We'll get into it.
There's loads to get into there, mate. And this is the Transfer News Daily. But before we get into that, are you ready for your survival instincts to be tested? As you can see, there's banners everywhere. If the answer is yes, maybe you can consider playing Final One Standing with us, and it's free to play. There's a £500,000 jackpot, no admin fees, and there's guaranteed winners. Just pick one Premier League team per week. And the rules are simple. If your team win, you're through. And if they draw or lose, you are out. And you can only pick the Premier League team once in the game. Download the William Hill app, click the link in the description, or scan the QR code down there to play. Register for free and enter for your shot to win £500,000. You have to be 18 plus to participate, be in the UK, and full T's and C's compliant. And please, if you're going to do this, gamble responsibly. And we will be picking our own teams. So we'll all be picking it, and we'll be going into our own mini league. So you can join us in there, and we'll be picking them next week. So yeah, if you want to play Final One Standing, please, as I said, the link is in the description, and you're quite welcome to play.
I'm going to be the final one standing. I'm confident. Very confident.
We will see, sir.
Now, am I confident that West Ham are going to get what we need in the transfer window transition? Yeah, lots of links going over. First, let's quickly get into this Andrew Irving link. We got him for about 1.5 million. There's rumors that I think it was reported. Shout out to ex-employee as well. Obviously, he
big up.
Great lad. He's older than me, not much, but
great lad.
He's a great lad. He's a great bloke. And so apparently an unnamed Scottish club has bid 2 million. So it's like £500,000 profit, and we've rejected it. And personally, I think we're right to reject it. Look, he may not break through. There's a talent there. I see it every time he gets these little chances. I see something in him. He may not be West Ham standard, but he's more than a £2 million player. I think there's a talent. And if he can get a run of games, even if it's not with us, in like a Premier League club, maybe a Burnley or a Sunderland, something like that, I think he can come good. And I think he's worth more than £2 million.
There is something about him. I can't put my finger on it, you know. He's not pulling up any trees. But I watched him against Everton yesterday. I don't think he was fantastic, and I don't even think he was good, right? But there was things he done in that game that I thought, yeah, that is like the shot that he had. You know, if that bends if it bends in the bottom corner, you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, that is a strike and a half." He's got something about him. £2 million. I'm going to disagree with you, Dan, a little bit. I'm going to turn around and say he may have to go for that, because the thing what I think that Andy Irving needs, right, and this is take my West Ham hat off, so I'll put that there, and I'm just going to put my people's hat on. I'm going to put that on there, right? He needs to play football, because there is a talent there, and there are so many players that I've seen come through the West Ham Academy that have sat around until they're 25, 26, 27 years old, and by the time they get to playing regular football, when they get to leaving after going on loan for so many times, their careers is pretty much fucking one and done, you know? So I would say, for him, he needs to leave, because he's not going to get in. I don't believe he's got what it takes. I might be wrong, you know, and we have been wrong before. Look at Jimmy Bullard when he left. He was a similar sort of player. Was getting on a little bit. Went on loan a few times. Wasn't quite sure whether he had the talent. He went on to prove that he did have Premier League talent. He went on to play for England. I think Jermaine Pennant was one, or what was the other kid that played for Man United? I forget his name now. Kieran Richardson, he was another one that went on to play for Manchester United, and you know, so there is players in that. So I don't think he's going to get the chance with us, just because I just don't think the time fits for him, you know. And I don't believe he's got the talent, but he has to go to play football. So I would sell for his sake.
Yeah, I mean, like for 2 mil, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I think that, like I said, a team that's just come up from the championship or a championship team, I would loan him to one of those teams, right, with a option to buy or an obligation. That'd probably be an option. But then if he plays for one of these teams and he really shows himself, he could be a 10 million or an 8 million pound player. Like, I'm not saying that he's a 20 mil or anything like that, but I just think we can get a bit more out of him if he gets an opportunity to showcase himself. And a loan, I think, would probably suit all parties. I mean, he's not on loads of money either.
He screams £5 million player to me. Screams
I think in the championship he would rip it up. I think he'd be quality down there, and I think he could be like an 8 mil. So yeah, we've rejected it. So we've rejected it for a reason. So the clubs must see something more in him, for us to reject it. So hopefully, we'll get to see it. But he's a lot of fans like him at the club, and yeah, there's something there. So we'll see. But the goalkeeper situation seems to be really coming close, and it seems to be between Hermansson and Suzuki. Cooper, I think, was rejected, which was the Salthouse option was rejected by Potter, and it's down to those two keepers. Lots of speculation around Suzuki, him not being around for training for Palmer's. There's been some it's there was some speculation, like from the Palmer's fans and accounts. Someone said something about him pulling his West Ham string. He's not available because he's done his West Ham's, like little nods. Yeah, there's little hints and nods that I think they're expecting that he's going to be a West Ham player. Potter really likes him. Potter's, I think, wants him. I think that's like number one. Yeah. So it could be him, but then Hermansson is another one that Potter's like. X is saying that one's most likely. I think the finances maybe are a little bit better. So yeah, I mean, either one, mate. It looks like we could be finally, and we need one
now, right? I would say Hermansson would be cheaper, but I think the markability of Suzuki would be higher.
Yeah.
You look at what Arsenal and Tottenham have done in the Far East by having a player of Asian origin, and they've made hand over fist. So if you get a big Japanese player, he's Japanese, isn't he?
Yeah, he was born in America. I think he's mum's Japanese.
Japanese origin. Yeah. So
yeah, he represents Japan. He represents Japan in the international football.
So if you get a Japan, I'm just double checking just to make sure I ain't got that totally wrong. But yeah, if you get a player of Asian origin, a proper Japanese name as well, you can't get any more fucking Japanese than that. And you get them playing in the Premier League week in, week out. It attracts more fans, it attracts more fan base, it attracts more revenue. And it can make up in a shortfall. Say you paid an extra 10 million quid for him. I don't know how good he is. And that has got to be number one on the list. You've got to have the better goalkeeper. So just saying that, I would choose Hermansson because I think he's an excellent goalkeeper. And I saw him play for Leicester last year, and I thought he pulled up trees. So I would go for him personally. But I'm just saying, like, when you think about if Suzuki's extra money, he will bring in extra revenue.
And I think they're looking at him as the long term. I mean, he's 22 years old. Hermansson's like 25. So I think they're looking at him as
coming in, by the way.
No chance. Which makes sense because we ain't paying like 60 mil or something on bloody keepers. But I think they're looking at him as his ceiling being bigger, and the potential of what Suzuki has, I think, is what seems really interesting. We're talking to both Palmer's and Leicester. And I think we're trying to see what deals, and we're going to obviously go with the better deal. So it could be at this point either. So I'm not sure what's happening with Suzuki, why he's not available, if he has gone AWOL when he's done a knee sack or what, or it's just a case of they're keeping him out because of the sale. We'll see. I mean, the money would be huge for Palmer's, like a club like that. They don't get.
People say Palmer's. It's Palmer.
Palmer, yeah. There is a club called Palmer's, though, isn't it? Palmer.
Yeah, there is a club called Palmer's, but he don't play for them. He plays for Palmer.
No, he plays for Palmer. Why do people are going to be screaming for 10 minutes like, "Oh, it's Palmer," and then like you've only just said it now. So Yeah, mate. We'll see, but we definitely need a goalkeeper. We definitely need one. Talking about, we'll give it to Ramsey, but we're talking about Fernandez from Southampton. We seem to be, there seems to be a lot of interest there. I think from Potter, talks of us potentially exploring sending James Ward-Prowse their way. Whether it's a case of it might not be a player plus cash, it might be you sell us Fernandez, we'll sell you James Ward-Prowse.
Mm-hmm.
I think that works better on the FFP if you do it like that, because a few clubs have done it like that. Chelsea and Villa have done deals like that where it's not
you
been
avoid
like
a payment,
yeah. So rather than saying right, is 10 mil plus Ward-Prowse or something, we go right. Here's what you want for them. Here's what we want for them. Boom, and it works out better that way. So yeah, it looks like Fernandez. I mean, like Leicester, Southampton were just all round garbage, but he was seen as one of the bright sparks. Him and Kyle Walker-Peters.
Yeah.
So I said I didn't watch a lot of Southampton last season, but I know he was one of the bright sparks. And he's been on our list for a while. He's been on our list for a while. So
happy to get anyone in at the moment.
Yeah, anyone. Yeah, well, it's between him and Jacob Ramsey is the other one, which I found quite exciting because I do rate Jacob Ramsey. Villa are apparently open to selling him. Yeah. They're in a situation. I spoke to a Villa mate of mine, and he said, like, out of all the players, obviously Watkins is linked with a move. He sees Ramsey as the most likely.
It's disposable, yeah.
Yeah, like because of their situation where yes, they sold the women's team to themselves, but they're still in a situation where they want to sell to give themselves the most transfer money. You know what I mean? They're still quite tight to it, so they need to raise some funds. So selling him for 30 to 40 to West Ham, obviously he's a Salthouse client, and so even though he's not maybe jumping at the move to West Ham, it's thought that Salthouse could convince him. And this could be a deal could be done. I mean, what are your thoughts on Jacob Ramsey?
I like Jacob Ramsey. Injury record worries me. A couple of injuries.
Yeah, I mean, when you look, he's actually still played a lot of football in the past.
He's played a lot of football, but they have played a lot of football, Villa.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in Europe and all sorts of stuff. But, you know, despite like last year, he played 29 games. The year before was this was just Premier League, sorry. So this is just Premier League appearances. Season before 16, so I guess that was the tougher season. Season before that 35, season before that 34. So that's just Premier League. He played 10 matches in the Champions League last season, so rounding out to 39 matches and not including EFL Cup and FA Cup. So some of the injuries were bone related, right? Which those you sort of think, okay, there's not as much risk of re-injuring. He has had a few hamstring injuries. So, and he is a very sort of powerful, quick, explosive type of player. So, there's always
when the hamstrings going in them players, mate, it's risky. There's only so many times you can repair them.
Yeah. There is a risk there. I just think the type of player he is, it's exactly the type of player we're looking for in that midfield. That is our engine. And I think he's a good player. Some people have made light and said he don't get as many goals and assists. Personally, if you're playing him in the midfield, like not as a 10 or a left winger or whatever, he's down as a left midfielder. But if you play him as a centre midfield, I'm not that bothered as long as he's facilitating the team scoring more goals.
Yeah.
Then like I said, I just think he's a player that was seen as one of the best at Villa at one point.
Yeah.
Listen, if the price is right, I would take it's mixed opinions. I would take the punt. I think if we can get it down to 30 mil, I think that's a steal.
Yeah, I think 30 mil would be fair. But I want who we're going to be talking about at some point, Douglas Luiz. I want him. I want him in the midfield.
Yeah. That's your. Yeah, I mean, he's an absolute talent. It's funny actually.
Over anything.
The same Villa fan, right? I remember when he was at Villa, said to me, Douglas Luiz was like £115 million player, and they sold him for a lot. Yeah, he was good.
He was a good player, man. And if he's available to be picked up by someone, and I would be snapping that up right now because midfield is somewhere where we really lack.
Yeah, 100%. And this is the thing.
It looks like he's going to go elsewhere, though, to be honest.
If we had Tim Steidten still, I think he could get that deal done.
He'd be on a plane drinking a glass of Chardonnay on the way back to London. Steidten would already be setting his telly up for him. Going, is that all right?
Yeah. Yeah, mate. He'd be there. Like Forest are the other team that are really interested. Obviously, they potentially got Conference or Europa. It's mad, the situation. The draw for the Conference League is on, I think, the 4th. And they don't find out.
And the hearings after that, isn't it? It's fucking crazy.
So there's going to be a draw, and they're still not going to know, each team, what competition they're playing in.
Yeah, it's fucking mental.
Really hard. Like when you're trying to say to a player, "Oh, come, we've got Europa League." Well, have you got Europa League? We don't know.
I think things like that, Dan, I think they ruin competition because, like, even for the team that have got to play them, they've got to prepare.
Yeah.
You know, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yes, it's mad. So hopefully that uncertainty is something that we can jump on. Obviously, we ain't got any type of Europe, but it's all about the offer, and maybe London is a selling point. I know some people aren't in love with London, but players do want to live. It's the capital city. It's bustling. It never sleeps. You know, it's easy to get cultural things that they want. There's a lot of reasons why players want to live in London, right? So that's all we got going for us.
I don't know why anyone would want to live in London at the moment, but there we go.
That's all we got going for us at the moment. So that's all we got. So hopefully it's enough to get him over the line. But fingers crossed we get a couple in soon. Like, you know, me and Nicky, we done a video yesterday, a live, you know, talking about the game last night. We've got a lot of exciting young players coming through. We just need that bit more, just adding more quality, get rid of some deadwood and replace them with real quality and have some real competition for places going, and we can potentially try and get back into Europe. That's what we need to, while we can in this transfer window. We've got an opportunity to build a team that is capable of doing that. We aren't capable at the moment, but it's all in our destinies, on our own hands of what we add to this squad. Give Potter the tools, and I think he can do the business.
Yeah, I agree.
So there we go. Obviously, we'll be back later for Friday Night Pint. If you're obviously watching this before, we've done Friday Night Pint. So we're going to really get into all this stuff and catch up with some more updates. And
don't forget, you know, the link is in the description down below, and the QR code is there for Final One Standing. As I said before, choose one Premier League team and you're through. If you win, and if you lose or draw, you're out. It's a great game. We're all going to be getting involved. We're going to have our own league, but do remember, you have to be over 18, UK resident, and T's and C's do apply. Please gamble responsibly if you choose to do that with us. But come along. We'll be mentioning it again next week, and we'll be picking our teams. But Final One Standing, win your share of £500,000. Link in the description down below.
Your chance to win a share of £500,000 on football's ultimate elimination game. Final One Standing by William Hill. Sign up and play for free.